When we're constantly helping so many of you guys out who are relocating to Colorado, we're noticing that you are avoiding Denver. So we're going to break in some stats and also some personal stuff that we are seeing when helping clients as to why they are not choosing Denver, Colorado.
All right, let's go.
What is up and welcome back, guys. We are your Colorado real estate family, Pete and Chelsea Sweeney.
Now, when we talk about Denver, a lot of you are like, really, Chelsea? Like, are they really avoiding Denver? Well, we just looked up a most recent stat, and Denver has lost 4,200 people between January and March of 2023. So I think numbers do kind of speak. And why is it that Denver is not actually getting the people moving into Colorado?
Yeah, we're going to be going over 5 things, I guess, that we've kind of researched and also at the same time experienced when constantly talking to you guys. But we are noticing, guys, that when we help you out all the time relocating to Colorado, you're like, all right, you know, Denver's great and like I'd love to visit Denver, but what's available outside of Denver? And that's what we're really going to break into, why people are kind of doing that.
Before we get into that, though, I think it's important for us to understand kind of how it's changed, even just from 12 years ago. So 12 years ago, when people were moving into Colorado, Denver and Arapahoe County were the top counties people were moving into, and that was only 12 years ago.
Yeah, so it's changed so much. In Denver, I say after the first like house recession that we had back in 2008 is when it really started blowing up, and that's where everyone was going. It's like, yeah, you know, Denver, Aurora, kind of all these areas, that's where they were really relocating to. Well, there's something that happened in 2020. What was that? It was the pandemic, right? It was COVID. After that happened, it completely changed and more people started moving into Weld and Douglas County. 2 main driving cities for that is Castle Rock and Greeley. Those 2 cities really started gaining a lot of traction as to the amount of people and where they were relocating to into Colorado. So it's crazy to think that like there was 2 major situations that really kind of made people relocate here, there, whatever. I think the first, like back in 2008, it was like, all right, cool, everything's crashing. Why don't we start out fresh somewhere else? And so everyone started really locating. They're like, Denver sounds amazing, I want to go there. And then the pandemic happened and everyone's like, I kind of want to get out of the city, go somewhere that's not as restrictive and stuff. Because Denver, I mean, it had 15 years of uninterrupted population growth before the 2020 census. All right, cool. We don't want to get too much off topic. You guys want to know those reasons why we are saying that people are avoiding Denver. First one's being is the chaos and congestion. And this just really goes back to the fact where people are like, you know what? I want to enjoy Denver, but I don't necessarily want to live inside of Denver.
Yeah, when we first had a lot of people moving into Denver, like we said, it was got all the hype. Everyone wanted to be in the city. But because Colorado was one of the top states that people were moving to, it got congested fast. And our 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. and then our 3:30 to 6:30 traffic became an all-day thing. And you can feel it most in the inner city like Denver.
Yeah, I think about the noise as well that came with all those people who were moving into Denver. It's a lot louder in Denver as opposed to what it was like prior to 2010. And so people are like, you know what, if I'm moving into Colorado, say if you're moving something from like New York, LA or something, you kind of want that quieter lifestyle. And Denver doesn't really have that anymore because it became so much more populated over the last 15 years.
And then talking just kind of like more literal, because of the growth, they had to do a lot of infrastructure. They're doing a lot of building. There's
the road
construction everywhere.
Seems like it's non-stop.
And so even if you don't account for all the people moving into Denver, adding the congestion, then you have to tack on all of the construction and all of that, which is going to slow everyone down anyways.
The second reason why we're noticing that people are avoiding Denver is they want mountain views and open space. 2 things, I mean, unless you want to live like in a skyrise, let's say like the Barclay Towers or Larimer Place over in downtown off 16th, you're really not going to get those mountain views. There are a few hills, like I'd say probably over at Sloan's or something on top of the hill. You can get those mountain views. We've actually had clients who, when relocating in Colorado, they specifically said, I want to be able to see the mountains or I want that open space right behind me or right near me.
Because a lot of you have been looking for that open space and just kind of feeling a little bit more spread out, we've been talking about some of these cities who actually designate a certain amount of the city to their designated open space areas and things like that. Say Broomfield, right? We've talked about this a lot in Broomfield.
Yeah, I think Broomfield it's like 40%.
Yeah, they're super proud about what they have designated in their city to that open space to keep it more spread out. And people are loving that when they're trying to get away from some of the larger cities that they're so often moving from.
And it's funny. So I was actually reading an article. Don't mean to get too much off topic in regards to Broomfield, but but I was reading this article recently how Broomfield, they're trying to hinder the amount of people who are moving into the city because they want to make sure that they don't go over that 40%. Everyone's like, Broomfield's amazing, I want to move here. I'm like, okay, hold on guys, because we got a plan in place where we want to keep, this open space here. We're not going to be able to develop all that area, so I don't know where you're going to go. And so Broomfield's kind of doing something like, all right, stop all the hype about Broomfield. We don't want as many people moving into the city.
Well, the one thing too about open space, it does guarantee that that area is not going to be developed in a way that you can keep some of those views. With Colorado growing the way that it was, a lot of people were like, oh yeah, I bought this house, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And they're like, and I had all this area. I mean, even us, right? Like we moved to Thornton, okay? We have this area that we have open space behind us, but our neighbors down the street, because there's like a cornfield a little past this open house area, they're upset because they're like, it used to kind of be like the boonies really, and now they're like, oh my gosh, they're going to be developing right across the open space. I'm like, yeah, but we have the open space, so we're going to keep our mountain views, we're going to keep kind of that area that protects us from feeling like we're on top of one another as this state continues to grow. The third reason people are not choosing Denver and they're starting to kind of look at these other suburbs is going to be the schools.
Yeah, so all these stats that we get are from niche.com, and also personal requests when we have worked with so many people who are relocating into Colorado. There's a few school districts that they're always talking about, right? We always talk about Cherry Creek is an A. You've got Douglas County, which is an A. You've got Jefferson County, which is an A-. Boulder Valley is an A-. They're always kind of picking these areas. Like I said, this is all based off niche.com. If you want to dive in a little bit deeper, I highly recommend checking out these counties, going in the website, and really clicking on the map and seeing where the schools and all that stuff are.
And then also, if you want to compare any of that, another website that we like to use is greatschools.com. They do a different grading system. It's out of a 10, but they do dive into different things, and you can kind of see a correlation between the two websites.
Yep. The fourth reason why so many people are deciding to avoid Denver is they do want a newer home. I'm going to break even further into this, into number 5, but yeah, they're wanting this newer house product, and you really can't find that in Denver unless you decide to kind of go out near the airport or you get a scrape,
Yeah, and that is what we're seeing most of, right? Is people buying, an old house, they'll either scrape it, but again, you are kind of stacked, and so a lot of our scrapes are kind of more vertical than they're going to be like this bigger house, and not everybody likes that vertical type living. You're going to get a lot of stairs, and some people are moving here to retire. We help a lot of you retirees out there choosing Colorado to retire in. The last thing they want is a scrape that has 3 stories. So we do see that even if they are able to get a new home in Denver, they are looking for more of that traditional ranch style living.
And like I said, so 4 is going to segue into the 5th reason, and that is that sense of that newer community, right? Or even a sense of community. With the newer house, a lot of people are looking at these new developments, these master plans. Northern Broomfield, you look at like Anthem and Baseline and Thornton, you got all kinds of brand new master plans, just like Taylor had mentioned in our last video, Northfield. All these master plan communities that people want to be a part of, and they're like, you know what? I want to be somewhere I can have community with people. I want to be able to like join the Facebook group and all this stuff. You really don't find that in Denver. Yes, they do have like certain community projects with all the rec centers that are in Denver, but it's not as tight-knit as, say, these newer neighborhoods that a lot of people are choosing outside of Denver.
I just thought of something that I'm going to add in like a bonus here for you guys. So if you stuck around this long, you get a little bonus. But the other thing that we have now more than ever, which is making people step out of Denver, is in these newer communities, they are creating these little downtown areas with the walkability.
Oh, you know what? That's great. Oh my gosh.
And
that's
so
great.
Wow.
I think I literally I was dreaming about this video, which is weird that you dream about YouTube videos, but I was dreaming about it and I was like, oh, boom. And I like had to listen down and I totally forgot it. She must have like, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, she just read my mind.
Yeah, read his mind.
Yep.
Sometimes we do well.
Yep.
But yeah, these downtown areas, you used to have to go to our cities to have that. And now that we're seeing this in all these new communities, it's not just these master communities where, it has a swim pool and all of that, but also they're creating their own little downtowns. You get the walkability. I mean, you really don't have to leave that area if you don't want to, and you still get that kind of downtown, old town, little city feel within, all within your home.
Well, the thing that Denver always had outside of just the big city feel was the walkability. And that's what they're doing with these downtowns. So you talk about like Westminster downtown, you got one over Superior, Arista, Baseline's building a new downtown.
They recently have one, with Belmar over in Lakewood. I mean, almost all these little cities are like, okay, you know what? We need our own little downtown within these cities. And that is really popular.
Yeah, I mean, so Denver's pretty much losing that ammunition when it comes to walkability because all these small cities are like, all right, great, you want to put that in place. What we're going to do is put these downtowns in place. And then now you have the light rail station, or now they call it commuter rail, where it's like they have them usually go to these little downtowns. And so it's like, great, if I want to go down into the big city, all I have to do is find that local light rail station and pop on down without even having to drive down there. So with that connection to light rail and then all these little smaller downtowns, it is losing appeal as living into the big city of Denver.
All right, guys, we talked about 5 with a bonus that I read Peter's mind with. reasons that people are choosing other cities over Denver. We'd love to hear your opinion on that, but before you comment down below, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and hit the notification bell so you're notified every single time we put out a video.
And also, guys, I will break in and give you guys that phone number, but if you do love this shirt, this is a local made one that my sister gave me. I think he's down in Colorado Springs, so...
You gotta let him read it.
Yeah.
Don't shake it.
What is it? Coffee Mountains Whiskey Repeat. And I do love whiskey during the Christmas time. So, guys, if you do want more information on kind of these local companies, this is a local t-shirt company here. Great t-shirts. Comment down below. Let us know. We'll kind of throw you that contact information. Also, if you are looking at purchasing real estate here in the beautiful state of Colorado, give us a call or text. The phone number right below. Right below right there. We answer. It doesn't matter day or time. Until next time, love you. Bye.
Bye.
What is up and welcome back. We are your Colorado real estate family, Pete and Chelsea Sweeney. Let's go ahead and break into this video. No.
Before we dive into that, though, I think it's important. Jeez Louise.
And also personal requests. Style home. And I will go a little bit further than that. No. Okay, let me redo that.
Belmore?
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
okay. We're getting one, or no. Are you ready?
Yeah.